Hello everyone, happy freaking Friday. I'm Tina Marie J. I'm so excited you came to my channel. I hope you enjoy. If you enjoy my video, at the end, please press the like button and don't be shy. Don't be afraid to subscribe. Press the little bell so you know every time I put out my weekly videos. So first things first, before we get into it, I'm so freaking excited to tell you guys that I have a new daily affirmations PDF freebie gift for you. I appreciate and love you all so much. All you have to do is go onto my website, HellaBeautifulHellaLife.com, which I have down below in the description box, and you can claim your daily affirmations. And I have some great news. I'm so excited. I'm working on a new ebook. It is for anyone who was in a cult or anyone who has family that's in a cult. So I will let you guys know when that will be coming out. I'll have it up for sale on my website soon. I can now start doing some live videos. I have been dying to do some live streaming videos for the longest, and I'm finally able to do it on this channel. Yeah, I'm pretty freaking excited about that. Let's talk. Let's talk about dating. First, I'm gonna put a quick little disclaimer out there for you guys. I never dated in the church. I went in there married, thank God. I didn't have to deal with the dating. However, a lot of you have went in there as singles. So everything that I say in this video is based off of what I've been told from you guys, as well as my own personal friends who were in the church with me and were in the singles ministry. It's so funny because I remember when I first started going to the church and I started to notice that people were only dating each other, and at first I thought it was cool. I was like, oh, it's really cool that people get to date, you know, they encourage the dating thing and all that. But then I started to notice that people only date each other. Like, no one in there had a significant other from the outside or from another church. At first, I didn't necessarily question it too much. I was just like wondering, why doesn't anyone here date a person who is not a part of this church? Are they allowed to date outside of the church? I used to wonder to myself, what if you go into this church and you're just not attracted to anybody? Like, what do you do? Like, do you have to go to another ICOC church? Like, what do you do if you're a part of this particular church and you have no one you're attracted to? How do you date people? Because so many people that were married got married in that church. And don't get me wrong, I'm not shallow at all. It's all about what's in the heart that matters. However, when you're restricted to one community, I feel like it kind of makes it difficult. Like, your options are so limited, and I hate to have limited options. I love to have an array, a nice variety of options when it comes to certain things, except for food because I'm very picky. I found out when I was in the church that you could only date people that were a part of the church, and it didn't have to be that specific church location, but it just had to be that specific church. I'm gonna tell you guys a little confession. If I were to be single in this church, the one I was in, I'd probably be single for a very long time. It's only human that you want to kind of date someone or get to know someone. You kind of go according to whether or not you're attracted to the person. And I don't really understand why people always have such a hard time accepting the fact that it's okay to be attracted to a person before you date them. When I first met my husband, I was extremely attracted to him, and then with that came how sweet he was to me. And then years later, we ended up getting married. And that's just how we as humans usually start the whole dating process. But when you're in the ICOC, from the stories that you guys have told me, you have to get permission to date. Now, I definitely believe that. I've gotten so many stories from you guys and emails that you were dating in the church and you had to break up with the person because the leaders or your discipling partners felt that you were not spiritually well enough to be with this particular person, or that you wanted to date a particular person and you did not have the permission or the go-ahead to do it, and therefore you did not get to date who you wanted to date, and there were assigned dates. It's just, honestly, it all sounds ridiculous to me. Like, seriously, who the hell wants to be told what to do when it comes to their dating life? Nobody wants to be told who they can and cannot be with. So my heart definitely goes out to those of you who had to go through this. I remember going on a double date one time with this one guy, and I'm still friends with him, and he's no longer in the church. He told me that he ended up going on a date with another woman who was in the church, and he was kind of forced into it. He felt that he had to do it. I was just like, well, shouldn't you date who you want to date? And he was like, well, you know, they feel like if I were to ask her to go with me on a date, then it would be encouraging. So it was an encouragement date. According to a lot of the information that I have gathered, when you're dating in the ICOC, you're dating women, and it's an encouragement thing. It's to encourage them. And this is a way that they get you to feel like you kind of have to date certain people by telling you that you're encouraging them. For those of you who unfortunately were a part of the church and were a part of this ridiculous system that they have created, I speak to a lot of you, and a lot of you have told me that you're dealing with issues now when it comes to your dating life. I don't want to put a whole bunch of focus on the ICOC all the time, because I mean, let's face it, there are other cults out there that are very similar, where you do have to only remain friends with people that are in that particular group, or date people or marry people who are in that particular group. So let's just say you can change your entire dating life now that you're no longer a part of this cult. It is gonna take a lot of time, and it of course takes effort, but if it's not impossible, then it's doable, which means that you can freaking do it. I feel bad for a lot of my beautiful women out there that watch this channel, because you have gone through things in the church that you were in, where you have been put down, you've been shamed, you have been criticized, you've been mocked, you've been told that you were not beautiful enough or skinny enough. You were told things that hurt you and penetrated so bad that after leaving the cult you were in, it's left you totally damaged. Now, I understand that I never dated in this church. However, I have dated before, and I've been told a lot of mean things about myself before. So I can understand to a certain extent how it can really make a woman feel, how it could really ruin and crush our confidence and our self-esteem. You have to basically know that you are beautiful and you are enough. And if there is a man out there that treats you like crap, you cut him off. Cut him off instantly, and you move on to the next. Does that mean that you will never get to have a successful relationship? No, it does not. Now, if you can manage to love yourself enough to delete the bull crap that you were told, you will definitely learn to have successful relationships. I spoke to a woman who was dating, and she felt like she was not good enough or beautiful enough to be with a man that she wanted to be with, and she held on to that emotion. And this is what we tend to do. We leave a cult and we hold on to the emotion. You know what? You're carrying a very heavy load, and to change the way that you think about yourself and to change the way that you feel about certain things and how you perceive life is not an easy thing to do. Fellas, so many of you have told me the same stories where you were dating a woman, but you had to break it off because you were not spiritual enough for her, and this has left you to carry an emotion of not feeling like you were enough. And with that feeling comes this guilt, this fear. This obviously is not a good sign, because that means that you may pull back. You'll cause a lot of resistance when you might have an opportunity to talk to a woman that you may find attractive. You may want to approach her, because as we know, when it comes to life, men usually approach the woman. So you guys kind of have a lot going on that you have to try to manage and juggle during this time where you're having a hard time reaching out. Fellas, what it all boils down to is confidence. Confidence is key. But I can sit here and tell you, you gotta be confident a million times until my face turns blue, and you're not gonna be confident because you don't know how to instill that confidence in yourself. Now, this comes down to deleting the messages. It's all about deleting the negative messages that are in our brain, and you have to focus on doing that every single day, making it a habit. you're gonna have to just take the dive and do the thing that is scary to you. Now listen, I am probably the most scariest person you'd ever meet. I'm scared of almost anything except for air. You can definitely do what scares you. And if that means that you are afraid to speak to women because you feel insecure about yourself, you were told that you were not good looking enough or you were not spiritual enough, that's something you have to tackle. Because when it comes to our confidence, our self-esteem, and how we view ourselves, it doesn't just affect our life when it comes to just dating. It also affects our life in every other area. So once you gain the confidence in this specific area, you will have the confidence in so many areas in your life. It's freaking amazing how much your confidence could zoom just from you starting to change and shift your mindset. Once you're able to accept your own flaws, from there, if there's anything that you want to change, you can change it. You can do that. But it's gonna be for you. And then from there, after you change whatever you wanted to change, or you don't change what you didn't want to change, you go out there and you just say, to hell with this, I'm gonna try this. You're not going to just build confidence overnight. I mean, have you ever heard anyone say fake it until you make it? It actually does work. I have been faking a lot of stuff until I made it. When it came to my mindset, I mean, and it has totally just like took me in a whole nother level. What you're doing is you are convincing your mind that you feel a certain way and you believe certain things. It makes it easier for you to act on it. When you finally take that step forward and do the thing that scares you, it makes it easier for you to embrace whatever that end result is and to continue doing that later on. Every time you get the opportunity, you will feel more and more confident to go out there and to do it because you tried it the first time. It's gonna be scary as hell, and it may feel like it's crazy for you to even try to do the thing that scares you the most. But when you see the result of what comes from doing that thing that scares you, you start to feel like, oh crap, I could just do this all the time now. So here is what I want you all to do. If you are in a situation where you are struggling with the whole dating scene because of what you went through, I want you to challenge yourself. Write down a list of things that scare you the most, or a list of things that concern you the most. Write down a list of what it is that causes the most resistance in your life when it comes to dating. And then what I want you to do is to pick out from that list, what am I going to do that is going to be opposite from this fear? So for instance, if your fear is speaking to women, circle that, and your challenge is gonna be that the next time you see a beautiful woman and you get that urge inside telling you, go approach her, go say hello, give her a compliment respectfully, I want you to actually take that challenge. Ladies, it's a little bit different for us because men usually come to us. So let's say that you make your list and one of the fears on your list is that you're afraid of being hurt. What I want you to do is take the chance. If you see a man and he approaches you and he wants to take you out for dinner or he wants to hang out sometime, I want you to go ahead with that feeling. The very first feeling you have, not the feeling of fear. And then I want you to just go ahead and do it and see where it goes. This doesn't mean you have to marry the guy. You don't have to open up your full heart to him. But this is just the first step towards allowing and accepting that there are relationships you can have that can be healthy ones, and you can control how healthy or unhealthy they are. I know that some of you ladies have been hurt many times before and you feel like it's some sort of bad luck that you've carried on ever since you left your cult. That is not really the case. That's just what we tell ourselves in our brain. When you start to rewire your brain and you start to learn to love yourself, ladies, you will just shine that light and men will see it, and they will know not to overstep certain boundaries, because if they do overstep certain boundaries, they will know that they totally screwed up and you will drop them that quickly. And that's a good sign. That means that you love yourself more and you put yourself as priority, and you know that you can move on past that pain. That is total opposite from what a lot of religious cults teach us, because a lot of religious cults teach us that we need to be totally submissive and become these dainty little fragile creatures who just walk around with an apron all day. And no, ladies, that is not what we like to do now, is it? So take advantage of your life and enjoy your life. Enjoy the fact that you have a future that you can create, and enjoy the fact that you can love and you can find love and you can be in love and you can enjoy every part of another soul being with you. Now, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a nice thumbs up, and don't forget to go on my website, which is down in the description box, hellobeautiful.com, to claim your daily affirmation. And one more thing, if you haven't yet, join our Beautiful Souls group on Facebook. I have that link down below in the description box. I love you all so much. Stay with peace, light, tranquility, and positive light.